Hey, I'm back. Talking about electrical again. So we are going to understand these tools, how they work. So we'll start in a minute. All right. What I have here is a multimeter. This is a multimeter. It it what it does is measure. It measures currents and voltage and ohms. That too. Ohms. Continuity also. Most of it are done by these. This is this multimeter is T5600 right there. You see those symbols? They're off, and then there's voltage AC and voltage DC, and then you get the amperes in AC, and then the ohms, continuity. You see them? Okay, so these are basically, the functions. But I don't know if you did you want to see me use it, because not to no, not really, not without an actual, you know troubleshooting, finding out what's wrong is it's a good idea to do it, but not today. It's just basically it measures, use these measures currents and voltage and continuity. So there you go. Okay, yeah. When you're getting these multimeter, you just try to make sure that you get these reliable ones, because if you get something that aren't reliable, it explodes when you use them on higher voltages or amperes. They explode, or I mean voltages, they explode. So these are 1,000 volt, I think, impedes 1,000 volt, and they're cat. I think they're cat 4. I'm not sure. I need my glasses. Okay, so yeah, just a reminder. Okay. And what about this one? It's a Klein Tools again, yes. It's a voltage tester. It detects voltage. Whenever you're around electric, it can detect voltage under the wire. Yeah, it beeps and tells you that you're holding, or you have something that is live under that wire. So it's a precautious. Many said these are not, like, reliable, but I use them all the time. The Fluke multimeter is the best, but you really need to know how to use it. This is just a front, going in there. It's a front, and then tells you that, hey, I'm live here, and be careful. Okay, voltage tester. Hey, what is this? It's another Klein Tools. These are GFCI outlet tester. Yeah, you can use this and find out what's wrong with all these outlets. Yeah, it's an open ground. You can find the outlet. Troubleshoot it. Open ground, open neutral, open hot, hot ground reverse, hot neutral reverse, and then it tells you if you're correct also, your outlets or receptacles. Yeah, these are the tools, very handy. You go out there and diagnose or troubleshoot. You get these, you insert it, 3 prongs, and it would tell you right away what's wrong with the outlet. You don't have to guess. No guessing. Just straight answers. Okay? Alright, bye. Hey there, buddy. Okay, so now I have these tools. These tools, one's insulated, you see them, and one is not. So I guess the question is, why do I have them both? Shouldn't I use just these for totally safe and not use these because it's unsafe? You know, I tell you, just to my preferences, I use insulated tools when I build without any current on these wires that I'm holding or touching, so I could use these, and it doesn't it's safer also. But if you're troubleshooting and then you have currents, you have power on, and you don't want to take those chances, because really it's one mistake and it's gonna pop, especially on commercial units, okay, or even residential. These are it. If you're troubleshooting, you're working on live powers, you use these all the time. When you're building stuff with no power, no current, no voltage, use these. These are expensive. That's why. These less expensive. So you do things your way, just the way you feel safe. Okay? Right. There. Insulated tools, 1,000 volts. They're not expensive. You can afford them. They're probably about $30 the most on a good deal, but they're over $60, $70. Maybe some items are over 500s and hundreds. So these are just less expensive, but they function the same for the purpose. Okay? Oh my God.
50%.
Bolt claw. You move wires with this inside a junction box. 4x4 junction box with tons of wires inside, and it's live. Sometimes you have to work live, and you don't want to touch those wires with long nose, or even you have to sometimes, when you don't have anything to use, you have to grab those wires with your long nose. Don't use the pliers. If you have these, if you want to push wire inside, you use this. It's safe on live and without power. So it's just safe all the time. So this is what it's like. So you use that hook, you pull the wire, pull him out, and you use this other end to push the wire, hook him up there and push him in. And yeah, bolt claw, you use this. It's effective, safe. This is fish tape. It's a fish tape. When you're in an attic or inside a wall, you can push this inside the wall. They're very flexible. They're flexible and they're hard to break. They can help you fish wire. So you can make your job easier with these. You push the wire, you pull the wire. This is what it will do it. Only on a small scale. So there you go. Fish tape. Another fish tape. This is metal. I would not recommend using metal because when you have wire inside conduits and you're pushing or you're pulling, uh, this is this is too dangerous for it. But if you're building and no power is on, hey, this is it. Yeah, so there it is. 100 foot. You can get 100 foot, 200 foot on a big major scale. 200 foot. This is about 75. Yeah, so it's good. Conduit bender. It's a half inch here. A half inch conduit. There's 3/4, 1 inch, 2 inch benders. Wow, I can only handle up to 3/4. Any more, any more higher than that, it's hard to bend. So it's easy for a half inch and a 3/4. Anyways, half inch conduit. Put a lot of wires in there. 16 wires on a half inch on the number 12 wires. So for those of you not sure what I said, it's a it's the fill inside the conduit, the pipe, where how many wires you can put in. So yeah, imagine a half inch on a circumference. Yeah, a 16 number 12 wire is I don't know what centimeter that is. So, but anyway, there's a lot. So there you go, bending 90s, 45s, whatever, offset, you know, a kick, what they call these terms that I use. Kick and offset and a U-bend, a saddle. Yeah, and you get to do it with this one. So it's good. If you know how to bend conduit, you get more extra money. But you got to learn how. It's a lot of time to learn these things. But you can do it. These, your protection also. Your gloves, make sure they fit the size. Your eyewear protects your eyes. And sometimes you need to use these. Headlamps. Yeah, these headlamps will help you see in the dark, in the attic, in the crawl space, underneath the house. You need these. You gotta put them all. Put the glasses on. It's uncomfortable sometimes when you're in tight spaces with all this stuff, but you just gotta have them on for safety. Okay, guys? Okay, here we go again. And this is a drill, but it's just not a drill. It's a hammer drill, better known as for concrete, cement. You try to drill some screws on them. These are what you use. And you drill some, on concrete. You drill concrete with these masonry bits. You try to drill them, put some anchors. This is what you use. A hammer. It does the job. You use a regular drill, man, this will take you forever. And you got your regular drill. Just for light uses. Drill screws. You can use this. Yeah, impact. These are impact. Used for wrenches also. I use these a lot because sometimes I drill long nails, very long, about 2 inch, 3 inch on wood. Yeah, these are the best. You won't fail. You use this, okay? It's called impact. This earlier, it's an oscillating saw. I use this in tight spaces where I don't want to use anything bigger like the salsa. Oh my God, those are brute. The salsas are brute. use this. Okay, I'll show you what a salsa is. This big thing here, this will destroy anything. This salsa is gonna just do the job as well, but you gotta know how to use it. It might destroy some of the area you're trying to fix, but if you try and use this, so better stick with this one, oscillating saw. Okay guys, okay, this is a titanium speed drill. Use it for metal a lot. Use it for metal, so it will drill holes faster than anything, you know, titanium metal. Yeah, there's for woods. I use this for woods, but you know, once you get something for wood, you can't use it for metal, of course. So you just have to know the difference when you're drilling holes. Okay. And another thing, drilling holes with bigger holes, circular saw, hole saw. I mean a hole saw. This is a hole saw, not a circular saw. This is a hole saw. Okay? You can drill metal with this. I don't know how thick metal can drill with, but you can drill up to 12 millimeter, I think. So here we go, hole saw. Drills holes on woods and metal. Be very careful. Know how to use them. And then the blades for your saw or your saw. There's this blade, like that blade, this here. See, big gaps for woods and the tiny gaps, the tiny teeth, much tinier than this method. So just the difference between the two. So, but I use metal. I use it for saw sometimes. You know, when you're tired of changing these blades, so you just use them. You know, you buy the metals and then you use them for woods also. Only cutting small. You know, not huge. Like 2x4s, 2x6. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, there you go. Bits. These are the bits for your oscillating saw. You got one for metal and you got one for wood. So if you use woods and then happens to be metal, you're doing metal and then you use the wood bit, you'll destroy it fast. So you use a metal one. They'll tell you the difference. They will when you buy them. These are the bits for it. They oscillate like this fast, like 1,000. And these are strippers. You strip wire with this. You strip wires. You put the wires inside those holes. They numbers, you know, like from 18, 14, 12, and 8 and 10. Oh no, I think this is only from 10, not 8. So is this one. Strip wire with this one. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this.
Are you?
But it's you know, it's Doyle. It's from Harbor Freight. They're not cheap, but they're okay. Yeah, maybe $15, $16, but they do the job as well. You just have to get used to it. This, I've been using it for the longest. I'm very used to this one. And these, barely using it. Anyway, they're both good. So, be safe with this one. Especially when you're on the live wires with power. The wave, you see, insulated, metal. Insulated, and then there's metal. Try to avoid them try to avoid them. Any metal. Serious. Okay. We got pliers and channel locks, crimpers, long nose. These are all in handy. You know, you need them when you're starting up to. You're trying to take the course. You know, you're becoming apprentice. Just buy these. Others, you know, other pros, you know, like not really something like they said that all you need is this for cutting wires, twisting wires, and pulling wires. No, you don't want to use just these for stripping wires, cutting wires, and or even pulling wires. There's certain tools you need. Really being safe, you know. Just don't listen. Just when you have a stripper, use a stripper. When you try to strip a wire, you don't strip them with this. You get in trouble. You'll cut the wire or you'll damage the wire. You use the right tools, okay? Alright guys, I just went through just some of the basic items that I use most of the time. And MC, these are the MC cutter. And I have the 6-in-1 and the rimmer, you know, conduit rimmer, 1/2 inch, 3/4, 6-in-1, and these are just some of the tools that you may need or you will really need because they're part of the, you know, the industry that you work in. If you're gonna be planning to be an electrician, these are it. And there's a lot more. It's just a few. So, so yeah. So if you see something there that you're interested in, comment below, and I will try and answer them the best that I can. Okay? So if there's other comment, that I don't need all these tools, then don't believe me. Okay. You guys out there, be safe, and you always take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon. I'm making another vlog. This is part 2, and maybe there's part 3 over fixtures, items that needs like outlets and lights, you know, things, how they put together, you know, stuff like that. So there's a lot more. So if there's someone interested, comment below. Okay, see you on the next vlog.